सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी, बरनौ रघुबर बिमल जसु, जो दायकु फल चारि। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके, सुमेरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि, हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवारि सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा बिराजे, कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम्हरो जस गावे, अस कहीं श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कवि कौबिद कहि सके कहते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपत दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्त्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मैली मुख माहि, जलधि लांगी गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुमरे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हरे भजन नाम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाय, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाय। और देवता चित्त न धरहि, हनुमत से ही सर्ब सुख करही, संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ करे कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होय। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होए सिद्ध साकी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा। की जय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा। पवन तने संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसो सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो रे भाई सब संतन की जय। जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्ण, जय हनुमान। Now, all through, I think almost 10 verses now, we have been talking about the sharir dies, the shariri does not die. Then we went on to talk about the different koshas also, right? There are 3 layers, the gross body, the subtle body, and the causal body. And beyond that, we talked about the fact that the gross body can be destroyed by fire, water, air, and earth, isn't it? But the subtle body and the causal body move on. And that is like a baggage of all our karmas, our vasanas, our sanskars, everything that we have done. It is like an account book where everything is there and that goes on. You know, it's like a ledger, it moves on. This might be very difficult to accept at times, isn't it? Ki, okay, I am not the mind, I am not the body, I am not the thought, I am not doing the action, I am not the doer, so I cannot claim the fruit of the action also. So eventually what am I? I am just the witness. I am the person, or I am that energy which is the indweller of this body. Right? And that is very difficult to comprehend. Many a times, it is easier to agree to the fact that there is a God, rather than somebody telling you that you are it, you are that divine energy, He is within you, you are that Avinashi Tattva, you are that Satchidanand Swarup. It is very difficult to accept. It is very difficult to comprehend. It is always easier to put that Satchidanand Swarup at a distance and say, there He is, and this is me. And this is what is happening to Arjun. He just does not, probably he is not able to comprehend. And these verses are one of the most important verses of Gita. So he's not able to comprehend. And when did he actually start listening was when Sri Krishna said, you are not the doer, neither the body nor the mind, not the, all the sense organs, not even the thoughts, but not even the indweller. Neither you are the doer, and if you think there is another God who is a doer, there is nobody as a doer at all. And that is when Arjun actually started listening. Abhi tak he was just lamenting. He was still, engulfed in self-pity, and he was not quite listening. But when he suddenly heard that you cannot blame it on another party, that he has done everything wrong for me, that is when he started listening. Then who is the doer? What is happening? But after all this, when Sri Krishna looked at Arjun's face, I imagine, I do not know, he felt that Arjun is not convinced. Who would be? 10 verses are not enough to convince anybody, right? It is a lifetime of unconditioning. It is not only one lifetime of unconditioning. It is like, I don't know how many lifetimes of unconditioning that is needed right now. So he looked at Arjun and he smiled. And there is one sage who says, what is behind you and what is ahead of you is nothing in comparison to what is within you. And that is something we cannot accept. Many people fail. They just don't want to understand. And many a times, I feel that they do not want to take ownership of their own deeds because they want somebody else to take the responsibility, bear the brunt and say, no, ye ho gaya, ho kaise gaya? Right? So when you say कि तुम ही हो, it is a great responsibility. फिर आप कैसे चलोगे, कैसे बोलोगे, कैसे उठोगे? What are you supposed to do has to be governed by your Satchidanand Swarup, right? And that is a big, big difficult baggage to carry. Isn't it? You don't want to. You do not want to be vigilant all the time. You do not want to be in control all the time. You do not want to be pious all the time. You also want to say कि आज छोड़ देते हैं, कल से करेंगे. But you can't do it. The minute you realize कि I am it, that is it. So Arjun is also kind of not accepting this fact. He is a bit worried. And so Sri Krishna says, probably another form of teaching is needed. Now he is trying to convince Arjun, right? Kaise bhi, what is the objective? To get him out of get the grief out of him actually. I don't think he is in grief. The grief is in him. So he wants to get the grief out of him. And he is just trying to tell him that you are Satchidanand Swarup. You are ever blissful. You are not going to be destroyed. You're omnipresent. You're everywhere. But that is not happening. So, and what happens to teachers? They explain in a certain way. When they feel that nahi, isse to samajh nahi aa raha hai, then you change your strategy and you use another example. Then you again change your strategy. You use another example because the objective is not to say that this is the right way. The answer is the same, but the steps, the method can be changed. So over here, Sri Krishna is going to change his method. He is going to say, probably you do not accept the fact that you cannot be destroyed, right? You want to believe that when this body goes, you will also go. There will be nothing left of you after this, basically. So Arjun is now paying a little more attention because he feels that this makes sense, कि probably the Shariri will also die. The Shariri won't exist. After everything is over, nothing will be there. So Sri Krishna says, even if that is what you believe in, even if you want to believe in something that after you breathe your last, there is nothing of you that remains or goes to the next birth, there is nothing of you that remains to carry on into a next body, it is gone and over with. Even then, there is no reason to grieve. Why are you grieving? Because they are going to die, right? Bhishma Pitama, Dronacharya, all these people you love. There will be so many people from your side who are also going to die. But then, even if you believe that yes, death is the ultimate end, which Sri Krishna is saying is not, he is not saying, we might misinterpret over here and say कि Krishna ने भी तो बोला ना, कि he said, Atha chainam nitya jatam nityam va manyase mritam. Verse number 26. We might misinterpret and say, Atha chainam nitya jatam nityam va manyase mritam tathapi tvam mahabaho nevam sochitum arhasi. So again, atha chainam nitya jatam nityam va manyase mritam tathapi tvam mahabaho nevam sochitum arhasi. What is he saying? Hey Mahabahu, the one with very strong arms, agar tum is dehi ko, dehi matlab shariri, that is that energy he is talking about, nitya पैदा होने वाला अथवा नित्य मरने वाला भी मानो तो भी तुम्हें इस प्रकार का शोक नहीं करना चाहिए. What is written over there?
But even if you think of him as being constantly born and constantly dying, even then almighty armed, you should not grieve.
You should not grieve. So now this can be very well misinterpreted, saying he is saying that the day he dies and the day he is born. That is why you should never look at anything in isolation. कहाँ से discussion चल रहा है? And इसमें again he is saying, just in case you. So it is very clearly saying that I don't believe it, but in case you want to believe so, okay, then also you should not grieve. But this can be taken as, no. There is no soul, nothing like this. Krishna is saying that you can die, nothing will remain after this if you take it in isolation, without understanding the word by word bifurcation of the verse. This is what is very dangerous, and this is what happens many a times. Our scriptures are distorted just like this. Because one point will be taken and it would be brought into notice, and it would be totally distorted without the previous thing, without the background, and people who have not read anything will say, अच्छा हाँ सही वैसे ही तो बोला है. And over here, why is Shri Krishna saying कि अगर तुम ऐसा भी मानते हो तो ऐसा क्यों मान सकते हो? Because even at that time, there must have been a lot of schools of thoughts. Right now, what are we following? The school of thought of Vedanta, isn't it? Where, again, a little bit more in depth if we go, the focus is on Advait Vedanta. When he's saying Shariri, Sharir, this, that, everything, Advait Vedanta pe wo focus kar rahe hain. This is also not the only philosophy. There are various philosophies. So, when I was reading this, I thought that why not go through the different kind of philosophies? There are so many that it is very difficult to catch hold of all of them. But let's just understand briefly where Krishna is coming from, because it is good to know other philosophies also. It is nice to know your side, and it is nice to know the other side. For all you know, that other side might interest you more. है ना? तो सब जानना तो चाहिए. So over here, there are, अगर वेद होता है, right? वेदांतिक फिलोसफीज जो फॉलो करते हैं उनको आस्तिक कहा जाता है. और जो वेदांतिक फिलोसफीज नहीं फॉलो करते हैं, that is based on what I understand, उनको नास्तिक कहा जाता है. It is not about God. It is about Vedant. Astik, Nastik. And usme there are various, like Jains do not follow the Vedantic philosophy. There are many other religions also. Buddhism does not follow. There are other religions. Then there are Charvaks. They also do not follow. And this is a very interesting concept that we will discuss, because without knowing, we are all this only, ultimately. We have become like this. And then from the Astic point of view, there is a philosophy where there is God and there is no God. उसको भी आस्तिक कहा जाता है. A person who, ऐसा नहीं होता कि a person who does not believe in God is an Astic. No. A person who does not believe in God is also an Astic, because he believes in some form of energy. Right? He might not term it as God. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. तो उसमें again, there is Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya, it has been dealt with in great depth in Bhagavatam in the second canto, where the 26 divisions, and we have done it briefly, I think, in one of the sessions in Gita also. So then Nyaya, that is more logic based, and then there is Vaisheshika. Now I did not know about this at all, and it is about that atom and the smallest particle, and that kind of a philosophy is there. It is also a branch of Vedanta only, right? And then where you believe in God, that is Sankhya, Nyaya and Vaisheshika. And then there is Yoga, Purva Mimamsa and Vedanta, right? Yoga, Purva Mimamsa and Vedanta mein, Purva Mimamsa is based on, again, a professional school of thought, where a lot of yoga, we all know what we are talking about, the control of body, mind, everything through yoga. Purva Mimamsa is, again, a lot of thought, a lot of logic goes into it. Vedanta, again, is divided into 3 parts. Not 3, there are 5-6 parts, but majorly it is Advait, then it is Vasishtha Advait, and then it is Dvaita Advait, right? There is, no, Dvaita Advait is another philosophy, then there is Dvaita. Dvaita Advait bhi aata hai, usme there are like 5-6 divisions, but majorly you can say Advait, Vishisht Advait and Dvaita. Advait kya hai? There is one, there is no other. One without a second. Vishisht Advait kya hai? There is one, and then there is part of that one, right? Dvaita Advait kya hai? There is me and my God, right? We cannot, there are many philosophies who say ki no, you cannot equate yourself to him. He is he and you are you. Atma, Paramatma, right? But Vishisht Advait and Dvait mein kya farak hai? Over here they are saying that we have the qualities of that same divine. He is the ocean, I am the drop, right? But in Dvait, Advait, they are saying it is only the ocean. The wave is not different from the ocean, right? And now there is one more thing that I read about is Neo-Vedanta, where it is again a new thing which we need to explore in great detail later on. But that is a Neo-Vedanta which has come up, where the explanations, it is like a mixture of what you want to take, what you don't want to take. This is the entire philosophy. I believe in this part. And then it is all right. Why are we discussing this? We can go in depth, but not right now. We are acknowledging over here that there are various philosophies. So over here, he is not negating any other philosophy. He's saying, even if you are a believer of that philosophy, then also you should not grieve.
I think here it's pretty much referring to Charvaks at that time.
At that time, Charvaks, yes. Because Charvaks,
More of a materialistic. They will
yes,
believe in afterlife.
exactly. And Abhi,
Referring to that.
he is referring to Charvak specifically. And Charvak philosophy kya thi? Eat, drink and be merry. Because this is all, we are all chemical beings. There is nothing in us that will be left after we die. Right? There is no karma bandhan. There is nothing that will be carried on. There is no sukshma sharir. This is what I see is what I believe. Now, when we go to Charvak philosophy, because yes, as you rightly said, that was prevalent in that time. What is the difference between Charvak philosophy and the Vedantic philosophy? There are some 6 main differences. Again, it is through curiosity I thought that we should know all this. When we talk about Vedant, right, what is the source of the knowledge? They say there are some 6 sources of knowledge, right? And Pratyaksh, we know what is Pratyaksh.
What's in front of you?
That is Charvak philosophy, right? But that is part of Vedanta also. कि जो हमें दिख रहा है वो है. So जो प्रत्यक्ष दर्शन हो रहा है वो तो है ही. And that you cannot negate. But we have to be very careful. Eyes can be deceiving. But ठीक है. So let's say कि जो दिख रहा है वो है प्रत्यक्ष. What is अनुमान?
Hypothesis.
Hypothesis. For instance, they have given an example very beautifully that if you see smoke, you can infer that there is fire. Perhaps, right? So that is anuman. Very good. फिर उपमान क्या होता है? उपमान में, suppose I describe a particular kind of an animal to you, right? And then when you see another animal and you say, okay, this was the description given, कि these will be maybe this is a stag or maybe this is a moose, depending on what I had told you कि ऐसे ऐसे होता है, ऐसे ऐसे दिखता है. And when you see something, आप एक उपमान करते हो कि okay, maybe this is that, right? So that is upman. And then what is this arthapati? What is arthapati? Arthapati is very beautiful. The analogy they have given is they look at the current situation. Okay? And the example they have used is very lovely. They said that when you look and you see that the islands are drifting apart. Okay? All the continents are drifting apart. So we do that a lot in business schools. You extrapolate कि अगर अभी आगे ऐसा हुआ तो पीछे शायद probably they were together, right? So that is again arthapati. You see the situation, you see क्या हो रहा है in a big given span of time. It is all science.
So inductive and deductive reasoning, basically,
वो
these two fall in that category.
Beautifully.
Yeah.
You can what would you say? For example, can you describe it even further? कैसे करेंगे? Any example? But yes, that kind of a reasoning. And it is very scientific. ऐसा नहीं है कि you are blindly following something which is written. All these scriptures evolve with examples. Because अगर evolve नहीं हो रहे होते तो उपमान नहीं कर सकते थे आप, अनुमान नहीं लगा सकते हैं. Even arthapati, when you see something, you say ऐसा हुआ होगा, right? Yeah. So because they are open to reasoning, this is the beauty of it all. And then anuplabdhi. Anuplabdhi में a beautiful example, hippos don't fly, right? So anuplabdhi है कि उसका कोई example प्रमाण नहीं है. There are certain things for which you do not have any examples. Now, for example, dinosaurs, okay? Probably उसका कुछ तो प्रमाण है ना. So आपने कहा कि वो था. It's a very simple example that we are giving. Or penguins, for instance. Have you ever heard of a penguin fly in so many years, 100 years, 200 years? नहीं ना. तो उसके आपके पास में कोई अनुपलब्धि नहीं है कि ऐसा कहीं ना कहीं हुआ था. So then you negated saying कि ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. For instance, penguins don't fly, ostrich don't fly. But when you have a little bit of a proof of it, then you'll say, हाँ ऐसा हो सकता है. Right. So again, it is logic. It is given the certain data, given the certain constraints, and then you see कि ऐसा भी हो सकता है. That is what we do. That is why when people say scriptures क्या है, मैंने scriptures is everything that you study in your business school, and probably they make you well prepared and better prepared to handle what is outside, because it is not blindly following anything that is given to you. there is a reasoning, there is logic. And when there is no logic, there are examples, there are possibilities. Again, then you extrapolate, okay, this could be happening. Then you negate, this cannot be happening because of this. And you evolve. They are not like there is no evolution happening. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. Every time a new guru comes, he makes amends. He writes. That's why we have so many scriptures. Every time a new guru, Shankaracharya, unse pehle, unke baad, as things are changing, we are evolving.
So these are basically Indian schools of logic
Indian schools of logic.
and philosophy. This
That is why,
logic, actually.
that is why it is being said, na, this is not religion. It is a way of life, and a way of life cannot be stagnant. It has to evolve. With time, everything changes. So they also change. But the basic crux, because it is associated with Satchit Anand Swarup, that is the basic of the soul, that does not change. But the examples, the analogy, and if you look at the scriptures and you look at their astrology point of view, when you're talking about astrology, when you read the scriptures, they'll give you date and time. You can actually go back, and now because of the devices that we have, we can say yes, ऐसा हुआ था. So then there is Shabd. Last में there is Shabd. What is Shabd? Testimony. Testimony of whom? Ved Vyas ji, Tulsi Das ji, who have experience. So all these things comprise to form what is called Vedant. It is not only Shabd कि इनने बोल लिया हमने सुन लिया, नहीं है ऐसा कुछ भी. So, but the Charvaks, they are very simple. For them, only Pratyaksh matters.
Pratyaksh Praman, I think.
बस प्रत्यक्ष प्रमाण है. Yes, and वेदांत में क्या कहते हैं? शास्त्र प्रमाण है. Right? We many a time, अगर आपको कुछ भी confusion हो रहा है तो आप क्या करोगे? शास्त्र प्रमाण है, क्योंकि शास्त्र में इन सब चीजों का जोड़ है. Whoever has written this, अभी ये राम सुखदास जी ने अनुवाद करा है, किसी और गुरु ने करा है, तो उनने एक्सपीरियंस करा है, उनने ये पांचों छहों चीज करके फिर लिखा है. राइट? तो पर प्रत्यक्ष, दिस इज इट, व्हाट आई कैन सी. सो देन व्हाट हैपेंड वाज एट दैट टाइम people became lost. Now there is no accountability, there is no karma philosophy. अभी जो है वो है, तो क्या करो? Enjoy your life, do whatever you want to do, don't care about anybody else. अगर you are not caught, it is okay, just don't get caught. जो भी कर रहे हो, just don't get caught. उसके अलावा क्या है कि ले लो, किस पाप लगेगा, कुछ नहीं होगा. No, you have only one life to enjoy it, right? Take from people, earn more money, spend here. Arey bhai, then this person how would he live when he knew that after this existence, after this body, after this breath, he will not exist anymore. That is where the fear of death comes. When you know कि मैं तो खत्म हो जाऊंगा. And that is when you start acting in a very funny manner. Because all you can think of is, this is it and I have to enjoy whatever I have right now. I should not care about anybody because how does it matter? किसको क्या देना है, किससे क्या लेना है, क्यों करना है, right? And after it, I am dead. Finish. Now, there are certain philosophies which also say that it is not the Sukshma Sharir or the causal Sharir that moves on. It is whatever karmic bandhan you have, that takes another form. So basically, your existence as that energy, as you, is gone. There's nothing. And this kind of a philosophy started giving rise to a lot of wrongdoings in the society. अब किसी ने बोला कि क्या करूं? बोले तुम लोन ले लो, आराम करो, एंजॉय करो. वन सेज वाज एक्सप्लेनिंग दिस फिलॉसफी. बोला अच्छा लोन ले ले तो फिर चुकाएंगे कैसे? बोले तुम्हें क्या चुकाना है? आफ्टर दिस यूल डाई, राइट? सो फिनिश. यू व्हाई शुड यू केयर? नो देन माय चिल्ड्रन विल हैव टू पे द लोन. बोले व्हाई शुड यू केयर अबाउट योर चिल्ड्रन? They will deal with it. You enjoy and you look after yourself. Such kind of a nature. But are we all not Charvaks right now? We also believe in Pratyaksha Praman, right? ये है जो है. Who goes on to think कि, what will happen next? Even if there is this thought behind, somewhere behind, deep down in our mind, but that thought is not the main main objective of our life, governing our actions. Our actions are governed by the philosophy कि अपना देखो भाई.
To some extent, wouldn't
To a great extent.
I think most, yeah, possibly Apna Dekho Bhai is there, but even in that Apna Dekho Bhai, most people have that moral red line that
Ethic.
they will not cross.
Ethical red line
Whether
that they
it's
will
their
not cross.
children, but because I think Hindus have that belief in karma.
They have that belief in karma, but now that moral line
Is stretching.
is
I
stretching.
agree.
And
That's
we
the
have,
point.
what do we do with that moral line? It is, that line has been drawn based on our convenience. Huh?
That's a good point.
क्योंकि and our convenience क्या है जब हम किसी को तकलीफ नहीं दे रहे हैं no matter what I do how does it matter if I live in a 10-bedroom house or I own 10 bungalows when I am not giving any problems to anybody I'm not stealing this is my hard-earned money why should I bother right this philosophy is prevalent in everybody because nowadays people are very materialistic Charvaks were very materialistic our scriptures do not talk about materialism when you look at Charvaks and when you look at ours, the definition of a very simple example, the definition of a गृहस्थ ठीक है चारवाक में सपोज एक चारवाक गृहस्थ है और एक ये वेदांत फॉलो करने वाला सनातन धर्म फॉलो करने वाला गृहस्थ है गृहस्थ हाउस होल्डर्स what will be the difference in their lifestyle what do you think will be the difference in their lifestyle what do you think will be the difference in their responsibilities
Probably the Charvak person would, just let's say if that person has a good job or whatever, would just be interested in maximizing the amount of money they make, irrespective of the wrongdoings that they do, perhaps.
Okay.
See, like maybe in your attempt to make money, you have cheated somebody.
right
A very poor person who can't
Right.
afford it, but you think you're justified to do it. You'll have your own justification. The other thing is, such people build up their justification.
justifications yes
Then maybe you care only about your children. You do not care about anybody else or anything else. You
Right.
don't care about things like the environment. You
Right.
Okay, if you have to deal in, let's say, culling. I'm just taking an extreme example. Like I can make meat by killing kangaroos. Let's say.
Yes.
You'll go and kill those kangaroos. You will never stop to think: is this the way I want to earn my money? Is there no alternate way? You will do it. Even
Yes.
if you wipe out all the kangaroos.
yes and that is what is happening
It is happening. I
Right.
agree with you. On the other hand, the other grihast would sort of think of his dharma. This is my dharma as a father. This is my dharma as a husband, a son, a person of society. Next comes the society, then a person who inhabits this world. I have to see that I don't
Yes.
harm the world. So you'll take your actions in a way where you benefit, but not benefit at the cost of harming
the
society
greater
as well as the greater environment, world, whatever, because it all builds up eventually. You have to do it like that because your dharma is defining your life, not just your existence.
existence but now if we go a little deeper right charvak hai and again these people when you do not believe in the existence beyond and before will you say कि ठीक है पितृ की पूजा देव की पूजा these are guidelines in a grihast's based on our scriptures your income because we associate everything with money nowadays let's take a very simple example you have a certain amount of money that you get now this money you got you earned you worked hard ठीक है it is your money is it no
No,
there are how many people
not.
how many people do we owe them to firstly we have to realize that in grihastha ashram we are the only ones who are earning the brahmacharis don't earn the sannyasis don't earn and the vanaprasthis don't earn who are earning only the grihasts so now their income so they are basically the material वो क्या कहते हैं material support of the society so they have to contribute to the vanaprasthis the sannyasis the brahmacharis so that they can do their job properly if you don't do that क्या होगा दिख रहा है हमें क्या हो जाता है right then the nature let's go from the tangible perspective जो प्रत्यक्ष हमें दिख रहा है nature are we not responsible to the plants and trees and animals our income do they earn no are we not supposed to take care of them some proportion of our income should go to them also conserving the forest it is written in our scriptures I'm not making it up conserving the forest, feeding the animals, making sure they are comfortable. Everything, not only this, the rivers, the mountains, everything has to be the way it has been given to us. Because for all that, to maintain them the way they are, we need to nurture them. For nurturing them also, we need money, isn't it? So where? So this part of our income has to go to them. So पहले हमने किसको करा? Apportion all the other ashrams. Then we said all the living beings, be it trees, plants, animals, and even the non-living things, be it conserving the mountains, conserving the rivers,
Just keeping your roads
everything,
clean.
roads clean, society. So that, now so there goes your income. After that, devlok, havan karane, yagna karane, because the devs, we believe in another lok. So devon ke liye, where is the food, how do the devs feed? Why do the devs become weak? Because when you stop doing havan, when you stop doing yagna, when you stop offering, and it is very well mentioned, they become weak. बिकॉज वो जैसे ही बंद होता है हमारे देव वीक हो जाते हैं. देव वीक हो जाते हैं तो क्या होगा? व्हाट इज दिस? देव एंड दैत्य का ही तो लड़ाई है, तो दैत्य जीतेंगे. सो देयर अगेन यू हैव टू पुट योर मनी फॉर हवन्स, फॉर पूजास, फॉर पाथ्स, फॉर ऑल दोज थिंग्स. यू हैव टू set aside your income. After that, Pitragan. We have that one full month of Shraddh. Pitra, because we believe that there is another lok, there is another birth, there is the soul, that energy moves on, the soul moves on. So and once a year they come down. Sab Shraddh mein aate hai na. So again, you have to do the prayers for that. You have to have offerings for them. You have to organize, call the Brahmins, do so many things. Again, usme money lagta hai na. We can decide not to, that's a different story, and negate it. Okay, but yes, that is our responsibility. Uske alawa, what else? The people who are not capable of looking after themselves. There are orphans, there are people who are handicapped, there are people who are suffering from illnesses. Our income has to go towards them also. Because they are a big part of our society. We say, right, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, so wo mera kutumb hai, to uske liye bhi mujhe karna hai. There you give your income. Who else can you identify? So basically, if you go on like this, a grihast's income is not only his to take. But unfortunately, because of this Charvak philosophy which has taken over our mind, what we do is, this is my income. I have earned it the way. I did not harm anybody while earning it. I do not owe it to anybody. I'll spend it on me. As our income increases, our standards of living increase. Our wants increase. अभी तो हम Titan पहन रहे हैं, फिर Rolex पहनेंगे. Rolex पहनने लग गए, उसके बाद में we'll buy what? Rado or whatever it is, Omega, I don't, you go on. You have a particular car, you're using Toyota, then you go for a Merc. Then again, every year, every 6 months, you're changing cars based on your,
Phones changing.
Phones, yes, everything you're changing. So ye Charvak philosophy, why? Because you have that much money and you're supposed to spend it on only yourself, because you've forgotten that you're responsible for so many other things. आज जो पूजा कर रहा है पंडित, उसके पास में पैसा कहाँ से आएगा? एंड फिर हम बोलेंगे करप्ट हो गया, राइट? आज जो सन्यासी साधना कर रहा है, किताबें लिख रहा है, उसके पास में पैसा कहाँ से आएगा? सो व्हाई, इफ दे आर ऑल सपोज्ड टू अर्न फॉर themselves, then who's going to do all the other things?
Even patronizing the arts.
Yes.
Performing arts and other arts, which used to happen, but now it's
We don't.
completely dependent on government,
Which is wrong. We have to preserve our culture. With art, we preserve our culture. Kaha? So our thinking is Charvak thinking only. Unfortunately. We don't think ki acha theek hai, now that I have this much more, I can do this much more. No, we feel that I have this much more, now I can buy this much more for myself. So Shri Krishna is saying कि अगर तुम्हारी वो भी thinking है कि सिर्फ तुम ही हो, कोई बात नहीं. Because Arjun की वो thinking नहीं है. If you look at Gita chapter 1, that is why you have to look at it from the entire, you have to follow the link. In chapter 1, he is talking about Pitragan. He is talking about karma, ki agar if I destroy them, how will I become a sinful person? How will I, what will happen to me? He's talking about the Pitralok. Who is going to take care of the Pitras? If, कहते हैं ना, अगर ये पूरी generation ही खराब हो गई, and he is worried about the future, and I somehow feel that he's talking about us. Ki if these people, when we murder everybody, there is not going to be anybody to give culture to the children. The cultural values will be lost. Women and everybody, once the culture is lost, once women, again, he gives so much of importance to women. He says, when women themselves lose the cultural values, they are not going to be able to pass it to the next generation. Fathers are gone. Living is not proper. The entire system of the society will be destroyed. Krishna, why are we going into this war? Who will take care of the Pitragan? He mentions specifically. Who will take care of all these things when there is no culture left, there is no moral left, there is no ethic left? Who will do this? And sometimes when I read, I feel his point is very valid.
It's correct. Wars do destroy societies.
Wars do destroy societies.
Very bad situation.
And the aftermath is horrible. Right? So Arjun believes in all this. No, in no way this verse is saying Arjun does not believe in it or Krishna does not believe in it. But he is giving us another perspective because everybody thinks in a different way. He says, अगर तुम चार्वाक भी हो तो कोई बात नहीं ना. तुम्हें लगता है कि यही जीवन है, आगे कुछ भी नहीं है, and you are the only center of center point, and you are the only one you have to take care of. Even then, don't be scared. Don't cry. Even then, don't be sad and don't cry. भगवान कहते हैं कि अगर तुम शरीर की तरह शरीरी को भी नित्य जन्मने मरने वाला मान लो तो भी यह शोक का विषय नहीं है. So basically, he is saying death is something that should not be death. And you know why he's saying this? We'll go study that in the next verse because he's going to give a very simple explanation for all this. But right now, we have to think about one thing. Then what is the fear? Right? We say कि अगर we go on, there is no fear because we are. But even if we don't go on, there is no fear. Why?
It's inevitable.
It is inevitable. Exactly.
Accept it. It's like sun is going to rise every morning. Are you afraid of the sun rising?
No.
Or the sunset?
Right? And once you stand under the sun, it's hot, right? That is the way it is. That is its nature. You cannot change it. तो जो आया है वो तो जाएगा ही. तो what is the point, Arjun? जिसने जन्म लिया है वो तो आगे जाके मरेगा ही.
That we are scared of dying.
We are petrified of dying.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Why are we? And Arjun को यही बता रहे हैं कि death is nothing to be worried about. And more so, why he is bringing one thing forward, I feel that we should be open to all philosophies.
Yeah, he is making it clear that he accepts that there is another philosophy.
There is another
And
philosophy.
he has no animosity towards it.
Not
He's
at
trying
all.
to explain to them also that, see,
And I'll give you a very simple story. Probably it is within the same philosophy, but there were 3 people. One was a yogi, one was a bhakt, one was a jnani. ठीक है? Yogi, bhakt, jnani. Now they were always at loggerheads. कि योग is the best and jnana is the best, he would say. No, bhakti is the best. And he would be very particular about this. That one, and they would keep fighting, okay? They would never see eye to eye. One would say, nahi, yoga is the only way through which you can reach God. Bhakt will say, no, bhakti is the ultimate, uske zyada kuch hota nahi hai. And we are seeing this right now also. Gyan is the only thing, Gyan, you have to know what you are, you have to think, and then only can you move forward. So they would never see eye to eye. Whenever they would sit down and talk, this is the thought that will come to their mind, and they will never come to a agreement anywhere. And you can see this happening right now also. Every mutt has their own pratha and they say yahi hai. That other mutt will say yahi hai. That other mutt will say yahi hai. And they, अरे भाई ठीक है, तुम्हारा भी सही है, तुम्हारा भी सही है, तुम्हारा भी सही है, लड़ो मत. So when these yogis and jnanis would, they would just keep quarreling. One day they were just going after a debate. After a debate, they were walking back and it started raining. It started raining so much that they had to take shelter. ठीक है? So they took shelter under a broken mandir. And this mandir there was a shivling in front, right? And there was only a little roof, ज़्यादा था ही नहीं. So basically, to save themselves from the thunder and the lightning, this yogi, this jnani, this bhakt, they came very close to each other. Okay? They came close to each other, and suddenly there was this lightning. होता है ना, if it strikes you, you die. It can be very dangerous. They realized that kind of a lightning is there. So all of them around the shivling, they held their hands and then they ducked. The very minute this happened, from the shivling came out the Lord, right? From the shivling came out the Lord. And now they were all amazed. They said, ye kya hua? And Bhakt, Yogi and Jnani all were very angry. They said, I have spent my entire life, in bhakti. You never came. The yogi said, I have spent my entire life in yoga. You never came. And now this Jnani says, I have spent my entire life in, understanding, trying to understand the concept of who you are. You never came. Now that we did not even call you, we just, protecting ourselves, why did you come? He said, because for the first time ever you have joined hands. You have your hands together, you have come together, and that is what it is all about. योग ज्ञान से बड़ा नहीं है, ज्ञान भक्ति से बड़ा नहीं है, भक्ति योग से बड़ी नहीं है. Everything has its own place. And everything, one will lead to another. The other would lead to another. Alone, none is enough. And the minute you understood, the minute you joined hands, and the minute you came together, I had to come. Unfortunately today, nobody wants to join hands. Everybody believes कि अगर अद्वैती है ना, तो he will say nahi, this is the only thing. And when you go to a Dvaiti, he will say these, many Dvaitis use words like very demeaning words for Advaitis. Ki, what kind of people are they? How can they equate themselves to that great divine, this and that? The words that are used are very demeaning. Advaitis भी ये बोलेंगे. विशिष्ट अद्वैतीज विल से कि वो पुष्टि मार्गी बोलेगा कि नहीं, हमारा मार्ग ही सही है. Ultimately, what are you doing? Where is the difference? And this is the point which we have to understand. And the beauty is Shri Krishna himself is saying कि जो मार्ग में हो तुम्हें शोक करने की जरूरत नहीं है. And the beauty is he is saying no matter what you follow, there is no space for grief. He is not saying that only if you follow this you will be happy, and if you follow something else you will be crying. This verse very specifically says no matter what you do, no matter what you follow, there is no space for grief. Be happy. खुश रहो, क्योंकि you are Anand Swarup. You are bliss personified. Does not matter which path you choose. It's beautiful, whatever path you choose. If you keep digging, okay, you dig deeper, 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 deeper. At the center, water is there, right? But where the problem arises? When you dig 5 kilometers here, then 5 kilometers deep there, then 5 kilometers deep there, 5 kilometers deep there, and आप छोड़ के भाग रहे हो, will you ever reach the center? एक चीज पकड़ो. And at that time, you have to be open to very one thing, that वो 5 किलोमीटर जो भी कहीं पे भी डिग कर रहा है, अल्टीमेटली पानी तो बीच में ही है ना. But two things are wrong. एक तो when we say कि नहीं, my 25-30 kilometers are right, yours are not, ultimately there is water there. Second, when you are just jumping from place to place, कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. Once when you feel that okay, this is it, stay put. Go to the depth of it. Again, very beautifully said. Once you have Asta in one divine figure, you are not demeaning any other figure. Once you have Asta, you don't say that he is not there, he is not there. आपके लिए वो है, वो भी वही है, पर मेरी रुचि probably कृष्ण में है, ठीक है, तो मुझे या राम में है, तो then you focus on him and go deep, because ultimately deep there is only water, right? Ultimately that same truth is there. Whatever appeals to you, karo na. So Shri Krishna over here is beautifully saying, no matter what philosophy you follow, no matter what your thought process, there is no space for grief. There is no, because ultimately the final laws of the universe are the same. कुछ फर्क है क्या? धर्म तो धर्म ही है ना. हमारा धर्म चाहे हम किसी भी तरह से उसको देखें, कान इधर से पकड़ो या इधर से पकड़ो, पकड़ रहे तो कान ही हो ना. And this is something that he is telling us, and that is why I've stopped at this verse, to understand that even now, even in the beginning till the very end. Because why? Again, in Gita, he's going to talk about Gyan also. He's going to talk about Bhakti also. He's going to write Sankhya also. Everything will come. Why? If Gyan appeals to you, ज्ञान से समझ लो. भक्ति में समझ आता है तो भक्ति योग करेंगे, भक्ति से समझ लो. अगर आपको नहीं योग से समझ आता है वो कर लेंगे. कर्म फिलॉसफी, कर्म समझ आता है कि नो, दिस इज हाउ आई लिव माई लाइफ. अच्छा करो, एवरीथिंग इज माई कर्म. उससे समझ लो. डोंट फाइट. The ultimate reason, I feel the ultimate need for these scriptures is to get peace in us, right? If anything else is happening, see, and when does peace happen? When does contentment happen? कब होती है शांति? कब होती है मन में?
And mind is still. Mind is not at
Mind is still. When is the mind still?
When you're content.
Exactly. When you are content, right, in what you are doing, you stop demeaning somebody else. You stop comparing. ईर्ष्या खत्म हो जाती है. When all these things vanish, that is the only time you will be sthit. When the eyes are within. And that is what he's saying. No matter what path you follow, there is no reason to have any grief. There is no reason to cry. There is no reason to shout. There is no reason for agony, because all will lead to me. अगर तुम ये भी मान लेते हो तो मान लो, कोई बात नहीं. कैसे बोल रहे हैं कि मैं नहीं मानता, कोई बात नहीं. This is what I am telling you. But if you believe in this, so be it. No matter what you believe in, there is no reason to grieve. It is so beautiful that every time this acknowledgement is there, कि there can be another thought, there can be another process, there can be other beliefs. This is how lucid Sanatan Dharma is. And this is what we have to hold on to. Otherwise, no matter what we learn in the chapters to come, and sometimes I feel in chapter 2, he has given us the foundation. Because अगर ये नहीं समझ आया, ultimately we'll be just fighting. And this is happening. Why go far, okay? Let's not go to any other religion. हम हमारे धर्म को ही ले लेते हैं ना. हमारे धर्म में ही इतना कर रहा है, वो देखना ही नहीं चाह रहे. तो the Lord is saying, stop it. अर्जुन, खत्म करो. जिसको जो मानना है मान लो. There is no reason to grieve. There is no reason to fight. There is no reason for agony.
It's the human condition, right, to always try to prove that somebody else is inferior to you.
Because unless and
You
until,
feel good that way.
yes, but unless and until you say that somebody else is inferior, you cannot prove yourself to be superior, right? But दोनों भी तो अच्छे हो सकते हैं ना.
But I feel that this, whatever the thinking comes, depending on our thinking. Because we ourselves feel like that, inferior or superior. That's why we feel that that person is inferior or superior.
Exactly.
If the mind is still or else contented, we doesn't even think about inferior or superior, right?
Beautiful, is
So
it?
it usually somebody feels jealousy because they are jealous inside. They say that that person is jealous, this person is jealous.
Yes.
Maybe ourselves we are jealous.
The
so
world
that we
is-
feel all. They say na that.
World is but a reflection of us. What we see in others is kind of a reflection. क्योंकि आप देखो ना, बुरा देखन मैं गया, बुरा ना दिखया कोई, जब मन झाका आप ना, मुझसे बुरा ना कोई.
I often think that human beings have so much hubris. They say we are the height of evolution, the biggest brain. God made us like this. Well, God, okay, whatever, right? Animals are inferior to us because they don't have that much of buddhi.
Yes.
They can't think. They can't
Right.
cogitate. They don't do art. They don't do music. All this.
Yes.
We imbue ourselves
Yes.
with these grandiose thoughts. But
Yes.
human beings are worse than animals.
Any day.
Animals don't fight for no reason. An animal will fight only over food, mate, child. That's it, territory. We will fight for no reason.
No rhyme or reason.
We have killed millions. How are we evolved? How are we the most evolved?
The other day, Shivan was Googling. He says humans kill the most humans.
Correct. And other creatures as well.
As
We have
well.
exterminated so many. How are we the most evolved?
We are not.
Two people cannot live in peace as neighbors. गाड़ी के ऊपर fighting हो जाती है because they just cannot solve the problem without fighting.
See.
How are we the most evolved? How are we any better than an animal? I mean,
With all due respect to the
we should
animal.
Not, in fact, today nowadays I've stopped using these. Consciously stopped referring inferiorly to animals because, frankly,
They
we
are,
not on
yes.
their plane. We are inferior to them.
100%.
You
So-
dog. A dog is not a slur. A dog is a fantastic animal, but people think of it as a slur.
See?
It is so hilarious the way we use language.
You know why? Why has this happened? Because we have degraded ourselves. जब आप खाओगे पियोगे मस्त रहोगे एंड यही है आपका तो आप में और किसी और जानवर में कोई फर्क नहीं रहा एंड यू हैव दैट ब्रेन विच इज बीइंग यूज्ड इन द नेगेटिव डायरेक्शन उतनी उनमें है नहीं तो वो तो सीधे साधे हैं बेचारे हम सी अ लायन विल फीड ओनली व्हेन ही इज हंग्री उसके अलावा इफ अ डियर कम्स इन फ्रंट ऑफ हिम आल्सो ही वोंट टच इट
Won't touch it. You're like a snake का मतलब क्या होता है? Snake in a bad way.
हाँ.
Snake only uses its fangs when you're
He-
endangering it.
yes
It will
when he
not
feels the
hurt you
threat
for no
otherwise he
reason.
won't
Yeah.
but do we do that?
No.
See, so why has that happened? Because somewhere we have forgotten our true nature. We have forgotten that we are those divine beings, we are nothing but Him. And Shri Krishna बोल रहे हैं कि तुम अगर भूल भी गए हो तो कोई बात नहीं फिर भी दुखी मत हो. That is the thing. Why do we get scared? Why does death, the thought of death petrifies us, Why? Because we have forgotten our true nature. Why are we so greedy? Why do we fight? Because we have forgotten our true nature. We are never established in our true nature.
I have a question. Why did humans have to evolve this level of philosophical thinking? My hypothesis is because we are extremely powerful. And over eons, thinkers realized that human beings are capable of a lot of destruction because of their brains, which can go off in the wrong direction. It's the most powerful brain in
Right.
existence, right?
Yes.
So it can go and it can destroy everything around it. Therefore, you need to kind of train your brain to
Condition
keep
it,
under
direct it, control it.
to control it to do the right things, which is why all of these philosophies were evolved. Now it depends on which philosophy you choose to follow.
You choose to follow. And ultimately, no matter what the philosophy, right? चाहे कोई भी ले लो, to be very honest, no matter what the philosophy, this philosophy is supposed to, I do not know whether it's happening right now or not, all the philosophies are supposed to redirect your energy, as you said, in a very proper, controlled, the word should be like positive manner, right? That is the purpose of religion. That is actually the purpose of religion. But what we are talking about right now is not religion. Because that is why nowadays, there is the concept of atheism has come. Because जब हम अच्छे हैं, right? When I'm good, I'm doing everything nicely, I'm not having, what God, what this, ठीक है. And then we say, हाँ ठीक है ना, he's a good human being. But the definition of a good human being, do we know? What is the definition of harm, do we know? Very simple. ठीक है? Any resource is limited. We all know that resources are limited, right? Any extra resource that you have taken for yourself beyond your need is harming somebody.
Yeah.
तो फिर आप कैसे good human being हो गए? अगर उस philosophy पे आप जाओगे तो how many of us are good human beings? That is the problem. That is why we always say Sanatan Dharma is a way of life. It is not a religion. Because good ki philosophy, good ki definition is very... You have to come back to the basics of what you are. And when you say कि this is the definition of good given the societal parameters कि हाँ ठीक है, in cultured society this is what is good and this is what is bad, and if you are following it, then you say why do we need any scripture, any religion, any God? Because you do not know what you're missing out on. And when you open and tell them, see, this is what you are, This is where you have to reach. It is not about good or bad. It is reaching your core. It is realizing yourself. It is knowing yourself. Your journey is not only this. Your journey is beyond. There are many people who say heaven is the ultimate. Heaven तो कुछ भी नहीं है.
कहाँ है? किसने देखा है?
नहीं.
क्या है?
क्या है? And Sanatan Dharma में, if you go and ask any sadhus कि I want to go to heaven, no sadhus will say my journey is not to the heaven. My journey is beyond. स्वर्ग में किसको जाना है? किसी को नहीं जाना है.
Yeah, that's where devas sit, Indra and all those.
And they are also again designations. The minute their punya is over, they'll be kicked out. They are not even said कि अच्छा आप जाइए. They are kicked out again. And then again the cycle starts. So nobody wants to go there. So it is not our journey. Our scriptures are not taking us to heaven. They are opening a path. They are opening our eyes, our inner drishti to who we are. And that is what we have forgotten. And that is why it is needed. It is not needed to become a good human being. It is probably not even needed for contentment.
Yesterday I was just watching a TV.
Huh.
Maybe I don't know whether related. I was just seeing yesterday Subramanian Skanda Session
Huh.
something. So I was just watching the TV. Then
Huh.
it was a nice, beautiful temple and
Huh.
everything. And everybody, so much rush is there, and everybody were like praying to the God.
Huh.
Then I felt like where there, each and every person's intention is that I am good, please take care of me and all.
Yes.
Right?
Bata se
So, but
Bhagwan
when
mere
we
se.
come out from that varna, even if you see the other person, we will be like so jealous. And why
Yes.
don't we understand that everybody are going to the God just to be like happy? Let me be peaceful and others be peaceful.
Uh-huh.
So we will go there, everything is fine. But as soon as we just dispatch that, everything will be vanished and we like chappal ke saath.
Yes, everything goes. Yes.
I felt like yesterday I was watching and it was like,
Because that bifurcation happens. Bifurcation क्या होता है? When we say, ठीक है, this is a religious practice. This is the way I'm living. That is why we always say, this is a way of life. मंदिर में जाके ही नहीं, आपको every day ऐसे रहना है. This is teaching you how to live your life. And there are definitions of everything in the scriptures, from how you should get up, from how you should behave, how you should sit, if this is your income, how you should share it. Everything is given. And this is the emphasis on a way of life is very important. It is dharma. ये हमारा धर्म है. The definition of dharma also we have made very shallow. Dharma has become equal to duty. Duty as a mother, duty as a... अरे भाई...
Verse it's being translated as religion.
हाँ, वो भी नहीं है.
Physical verse.
वो भी नहीं है. So over here, this verse caught hold of me and my attention specifically because of the lucidity of the thought. It's Krishna who is talking. It's Arjun who is listening, right? Yet they are welcoming another point of view. And that point of view is very different from his. He's not saying that I believe in it, but there can be. And when this happens, the natural acceptance, natural brotherhood, everything comes. When this does not happen, that is when we see the ugly side of human beings. And if we understand only this verse, I think we are done. Every verse, इससे पहले मुझे लगता था शरीर and शरीरी and all that. I feel कि अगर हमने ये समझ लिया कि it's okay, and I would take the liberty of taking it one step forward. He's saying no matter what your point of view, you can be happy. There is no, what is this? Marhasi ka, exactly. Again, the word he uses na, सोचित तो मरहसी. नहीं, शोक नहीं करना चाहिए. So, again he's saying, शोक क्यों नहीं करना चाहिए? Because शोक is not your true nature. No matter what you believe in, this is not your true nature. And
with this one again, I was just getting related to
Huh.
Sai Baba's actually.
Yeah.
Again, one Rasaganu, he will be writing a script on self-realization, how a person can attain self-realization. He will write this thing on a new, on some shlokas or something, so that others can learn. So what he wrote himself, he doesn't understand properly, so that he will explain to others that this is the easiest way to reach the God. So he will go everywhere, and then he will go to Baba and he will ask that, can you explain me this one? So he says, go to that house of something, that one maid will teach you. So he will go there. I guess you know my maid. And
then?
he will be going there. So everybody thinks, how can a maid help him?
Yeah.
He will be like, he's just a thing.
Yeah.
He goes and he will be sitting there, and he will be like taking that place. Next day that girl comes. She will be like wearing tore clothes, everything normal, and then she will be doing one sari. And he will be very much like how beautifully she is singing, and he will ask him to give some sari. And then she will be like, okay, thank you. Then again next day she will be wearing that beautiful sari, and then she will be doing all her works in the same way.
Yeah.
So she thinks that she is fine now. Then he was waiting how she will be teaching. Then next day again she will wear her own sari, and she was more joyful than the other day. So everything, this dukh or sukh, everything is there in our mind. It should not be related to the material world which we are like wearing.
Very
so if
beautiful.
we are content with ourselves, that self-realization will come by
Itself.
Yeah.
I'm very far.
Nobody like.
It's so beautiful, isn't it?
So I was just you were a small bit. I felt like okay.
Yeah,
So
because
everything they are preaching the
same thing. In fact, before you came, we were discussing the Charvaks. The main thing about this session was the Charvaks, who believe in, the material, and there is nothing beyond this, and you die, eat, drink, be merry, and all that. So again, this is the thing. If you are not very materialistic in your outlook, things are different. But unfortunately, we have all become Charvaks only. किस डिग्री के हैं हम, वो हमें नहीं पता. तो हम अपने आप को सनातनी, बड़ा मुश्किल है सनातनी बोलना हमारे को. बिकॉज सनातन कहते हैं ना, वी आर, जैसे कहते हैं, यू कांट कॉल योर सेल्फ भक्स. डिवोटीज अपने आप को नहीं बोल सकते. क्यों? बिकॉज वो उसकी परिभाषा तो साधु, संत, महात्मा, त्यागी, तपस्वी से ऊपर होती है. इन द सेम वे वी से वी आर सनातनीज. ठीक है? बट हाउ मच ऑफ सनातन धर्म आर वी फॉलोइंग? Or are we unknowingly moving towards becoming the Charvaks only? Unfortunate है. इतना गहरी संस्कृति, and the high level of I do not know what to call it also, the high level of existence that they are teaching us, and we have fallen down to such a level. क्या मतलब कृष्ण को यही लगता होगा ना कि अगर तुम्हारे को ये भाषा नहीं समझ आ रही तो चारवाक की भाषा में ही समझ लो, खत्म करो काम. Because probably that is what he'll say now, कि ठीक है यार, if you understand this is this, all this scriptural knowledge, they, ये वो is nonsense, कोई बात नहीं, इसी में समझ लो. चलो, he says, I'll come down to your level and I'll explain it to you from the materialistic point of view. आ जाओ. Sad, isn't it? And then the other thing that we do is we bring all the spiritual teachings down to that level only. Ki everything that is being taught, we have to implement in the world for our material gains, for our material relationships. It is not that shallow. Spiritual knowledge is, yes, it will make you a better you. That ways your material relationships and your material gains might happen and you'll be happy. But it is not meant to be implemented in the material world. It is meant to be implemented on you so that you are not totally engulfed by shok. Now, there is no exact translation of shok, unfortunately. Grief, bol lo, jo bhi bolna hai, bol lo usko. The only agenda of this entire Gita is to free you from grief. That is it. इस वर्स में ही से जिस तरह से समझना है समझ लो. You are a blissful, divine, I won't even call you a being, you're a blissful divine energy which has gotten so confused about your existence तुम शोक मत करो, तुम शोक मत करो. That is all that he's saying. In this verse, he's not saying anything else. He said, no matter what you believe, please don't grieve. And I really feel sorry for him, you know. Just imagine, because we are all mothers, right? When we are sitting and we see our children depressed and crying, you know, they are going through a very rough phase. How do you feel? You feel helpless, right? Somehow, in whatever way they understand, what do you want to do? You want to make them happy again. You want to take away their problems. You want to take away their sorrow. Somehow, kaise bhi karke, you want them to be free of any agony. And this is all that he wants. When I look at this verse, all I can see is a mother telling us, तुम जो मानना है मान लो, तेरे को जो करना है कर ले. You know, ठीक है, I forgive all your, all your faults. कोई बात नहीं, हो जाता है. You believe in this? Okay, I accept what you're believing. No problem. Don't cry. Be happy, my child. There is no reason to cry. I am there with you. We'll work it out together. When you are reading the scriptures, do that. Don't sit as an individual who's listening to take some knowledge. No. It won't touch your heart. Till your eyes become wet with each and every word, you have not imbibed any of the knowledge. When you put yourself and you associate yourself and you feel that that divine is my mother, and how is he feeling? And then read. It is not possible that you would not understand what is being said. He's just saying simply this. Beyond all the words, beyond all the dialogues, beyond all the philosophies, he's saying, मेरे बच्चे तुम मत रो. तुम्हारे को रोने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. मैं हूँ ना. This is all that verse is saying to Arjun. And that is all that God is telling us. No matter what, तुम मत रो. मैं हूँ. We'll carry on with the next verse in the next class. So kahin na kahin we have to leave our logical mind behind when we are reading the scriptures. Because logic cannot understand him. Our intellect, our mind, our logics are only a dot, not even a speck. So how do we understand him? Many people come to listen to Gita from that logical point of view. एक भी scripture logically समझना चाहोगे तो नहीं समझ आएगा. So,
I don't understand why people look for logic in scripture.
So, when we enter the scriptural sessions, we should leave the logic outside the door and come with just that heart yearning to love the Lord. कैसे भी करके प्रभु के लिए प्यार हमारे मन में जागे. गीता भी यही कर रही है, भागवत भी यही कर रही है.
Bible and Quran, everything is saying this.
Basically, they just want you to have that love for the Lord. कहीं पे भी लॉजिक लगाई तो you will fail in your endeavor.
But I feel like Barkaji, all these scriptures were saying the same thing, like Bible and this Quran and Gita. I mean, I feel like the same thing is there in that. Still, they are reading, and I don't understand why can't they like. I mean, what do you say? That this is different. This is different. They will be saying that.
Actually, I have not read them, so I don't
Even
know.
I didn't read anything.
But whatever, see, so far I have read the Ramayana, reading the Bhagavad, Gita, whatever the texts of Sanatan Dharma, they are actually saying one simple thing. Manushya to manushya ban jao. Manurbhav. Beyond that, there is nothing else. And that is why all that we read after a point is going to become a repetition. And why do you keep listening to it again and again? So that जो हो रहा है ना, we are able to live it in our day-to-day lives. There's this beautiful example, I think I outside the class, there's this person who stopped going to satsang. ठीक है, कि मुझे तो सब आता है, बार बार वही वही तो बताते रहते हैं, कितनी बार तो मैंने सुन लिया है. What is there? There's nothing new in it, so he stopped going. You know, कि मिल के बात कर रहे हैं, प्रभु कीर्तन, प्रभु चर्चा चल रही है. Because सबको सब पता है ना, आजकल तो सबको सब पता है. Everybody knows everything. हाँ, YouTube है ना, तो सबको सब पता है, तो जाना क्यों है? So he stopped going. So then this person, he never had this thing कि बुलाऊंगा जाके, but he went to visit this person. गया घर, बैठ गया. There was a fireplace burning. ठीक है? So what he did is, he just went, he took the piece of wood outside the fire, right? And side में निकाल के रख दिया. थोड़ी देर में that piece, there was no fire in it anymore. Extinguished, gone. And then later on, before leaving, he took that piece of wood again and he put it back in the fire. Started burning again. तो इसी के लिए हरि नाम, हरि कीर्तन, हरि चर्चा की इतनी इम्पोर्टेंस है, बिकॉज हम भूल जाते हैं. इफ वी डू नॉट कीप रिपीटिंग इट, if we do not stay in that environment, we will not have that burning flame of devotion and love for the Lord. वो बुझ जाएगा. तो this keeps you, इसी के लिए कहते हैं ना, it is not that कि आज पढ़ लिया क्या है, इसमें भी यही लिखा है, इसमें नहीं, पढ़ते रहो. Because this is that fire of love. You have to keep it burning, keep it burning. कहते हैं ना, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine, let it burn. Because चाहे वो कोई भी क्यों ना हो, the minute you remove it and keep it aside, वो extinguish होगा ही, चाहे वो कितना ही पहुंचा हुआ क्यों ना हो. Why is it then all these gurus, no matter what, एक भी हो जाते हैं उसके बाद में भी, you know, Hanuman ji, again, very simply put, he says, till you are there and I am here, right? I am in this world and I am doing all this tidbit. You are the God and I am your servant. But again, this is द्वैतवाद. तुम भगवान, मैं तुम्हारा नौकर. क्योंकि मैं पतित पावन, तुम तो एकदम प्योर, राइट? कोई बात नहीं. Then Hanuman ji says, I move beyond. Because we have discussed the philosophies also. I move beyond and I am distancing myself from the world, you know. And धीरे धीरे I realize that I have the same qualities that you have. तुम समुंदर हो मान लिया मैंने, पर मैं भी तो तुम्हारा ही एक बूंद हूँ. I am that drop only. So what you have, I also have. So I am but a part of you. I share the same qualities. And then slowly, my Lord, this is Vishishta Advaita. Slowly, my Lord, the world disappears. Everything disappears. I also disappear. And what remains is only you. And at that time, you are me and I am you. There is no difference at all.
Beautifully explained.
Advaita. We all oscillate. झगड़े की बात कहाँ है? तो हनुमान जी बोलते, फिर भी प्रभु, knowing all this, आपने पूछा ना मेरा और तुम्हारा रिलेशन क्या है, बता दिया मैंने, बट आप मेरे भगवान और मैं आपका दास. बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली और कुछ है नहीं. इवन आफ्टर यू फाइंड आउट देयर इज नथिंग बट हिम. राम तो राम ही प्यारे लगते हैं ना, कृष्ण तो कृष्ण नाम ही प्यारा लगता है ना. एक होके भी करूंगा क्या? ठीक है, मैं तो तुम्हारा जप करूंगा. बड़े बड़े साधु, बड़े बड़े सेजेस, इन स्पाइट ऑफ दिस विज्ञान, why do they keep lighting strotam? Why do they keep chanting? Arey, this is the ultimate. Yes, bliss. This is the ultimate bliss. तो श्री कृष्ण कह रहे हैं, भाई तुम खुश रहो, रो मत. I feel so sad, you know, when I just, whenever I think about God, I put myself in, I put him, you know, I imagine him like he is my mother. And I put my children in front of me, and then the relationship is so deep. Because that is the deepest relationship for any human, isn't it? Especially for a mother and a father, I'm sure. But when you equate God to yourself and you to the children, and then you read the scriptures, you will understand what he is saying. So don't distance yourself. Put yourself in his shoes. सोचो, उनके दिल से सोचो. जब कृष्ण बोल रहे हैं तो अपने दिल से बोल रहे हैं ना, तो आप भी दिल से सोचो ना, दिमाग से मत सोचो. हम दिमाग से सोचने लगते हैं एंड देन फिर भरने लगते हैं पन्ने. अच्छा ये कॉन्सेप्ट है, ये कॉन्सेप्ट, अरे कॉन्सेप्ट तो कुछ भी नहीं है. यस, तो श्री कृष्ण बोल रहे हैं, भाई अगर कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन हो भी रहा है तो छड़ो ना, खुश रहो. तुम्हें क्या है, तुम खुश रहो. अगेन अथ चैनम नित्य जातम नित्यम व मन्यसे मृतम. मतलब तुम अगर तुम मान भी रहे हो कि तुम मर जाओ, मतलब दैट इज द अल्टीमेट थिंग ना. तथापि त्वम महाबाहो नेवम सोचति मरहसी. फिर भी शोक मत करो. एंड दिस वर्स इज सो ब्यूटिफुल. दिस इज सो ब्यूटिफुल. इट इज लाइक गॉड टेलिंग अस, मेरे बच्चे तू मत रो, छोड़, सब छोड़, तू मत रो, खुश रह ना, तू खुश रह बस. Beautiful, isn't it? We'll continue. We were supposed to do 2 more verses, but
This Hanuman Chalisa also, whenever I sing that verses will be Jai 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 Kanu, Hanuman Gosai.
कृपा करो.
Ding ding, I will be like Jai Jai Jai.
हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करो गुरुदेव की
Always
नाय.
it will be coming up for my hair and all, like, okay Jai, you are there, you are, please help us, like
But
that.
there is this Sankirtan, they say, right? Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all of these people started in those days.
Right.
There is a certain energy which comes
Of
when you are
course.
chanting in a group. And I don't know what it has to do with. Maybe it has to do with the waves, sound waves, or whatever. I don't know. It does something positive in your mind. And yeah, I mean, for example, I don't know if any of y'all have been to Tirupati, but my family.
Yes, I have.
So we would go to Tirupati and we would climb.
Yes, I have done that. Upar.
And it's hard. The first part is very hard, very steep. So all of a sudden somebody will start, because everyone's flagging.
Govinda.
Somebody will start over there now. Govinda, Venkataramana, Edukondavada. Somebody will start that cry and everybody says,
Yes.
Govinda, Govinda, Govinda.
And that energy and the
that
goosebumps.
energy,
Yes.
literally, then you start climbing faster.
Faster. कहते हैं ना, कलयुग में नाम आधार,
Yeah.
सुमेर सुमेर नर उतरे ही पार.
And one more thing I've experienced, this is, when you're a small child, you don't understand why your parents are dragging you to Tirupati, for example. Extremely strenuous. In those days, we used to sometimes stay for 24 hours in the line.
Yes.
I have stood for 24 hours in the line.
Right.
You stood? Okay, because we were middle class people, we don't have 150 rupees to pay for VIP
Right.
ticket. Okay. So you stand for 24 hours. So you don't know. It's kind of a stressful experience, really, those cages. Now that's gone away. But I remember when Veda was small, we had gone once when she was 5 years old, and I was carrying her. And my uncle, my dad, were all pretty much older. They couldn't climb, so we took a bus and went up, a car and went up. And you get into the final sanctum sanctorum, and there's a crush.
Energy.
There's a crush.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Like the
People are
crowd
falling
is a
on.
lot.
Yes.
And the thing, move it. Like there's no time. You have to keep moving.
Yes.
Moving. And then you're like, but I spent 5 hours getting here. I can barely see for 5 minutes.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, even if you see now that satisfaction.
That beauty of the
Glory.
divine deity, just seeing it once, and there's some chanting going on. Om Namo Narayana.
Narayanaye.
Slow chant. Even now I can feel
Goosebumps.
It is that chant.
Yeah.
It
Om
is an
Namo Narayanaye.
astounding experience. You have to be a believer, of course. Maybe we should try sending a non-believer in there and see whether they feel any difference. But there is a certain energy. And that sound is doing something very positive, very, very positive. And I think, my experience was so beautiful that I keep going back just for that experience. Just to get those few minutes of that experience.
Beautiful it is. It
It's
is.
beautiful.
And
My friend-
whenever you enter that Gopuram, that water will be there, right? So that you
Yeah,
put
you
your
can clean
leg.
your legs.
I went 15 years back. I didn't go now, but that time when I was going, water you will put, and then we feel like you entered into some other world only.
Beauty,
So
beautiful.
it will be like so beautiful, and will be like so big, so
So
tall. I
amazing
still remember
it
only
is.
that when I asked Bharat, please take me. Please take me.
Tripoti Balaji.
My friend had told me Vaishno Devi, she'd gone with her family. She said they had a similar experience. That when they reached the sanctum, again it's a long line, queue, going up, etc. You're tired, you're like, "Arey, by queue I am, look like." But when you reach there, people started the chant. And she said the energy that filled us, and her son also, he was a young fellow at that time, maybe 12, 13. He was also excited, So children also get that excitement.
Yes.
And they had a very good darshan. And
कहते हैं ना, अगर मन में विश्वास है तो भक्ति में बहुत शक्ति है.
yeah.
See, there is this गणपति पे, I like this, थाली भर के लाए रे खींच लो. कहते हैं ना, सच्ची प्रीति प्रभु से हो तो मूरत बुले काट की. अगर आपके मन में प्रभु के लिए सच्ची प्रीति है सच्चा प्यार है, तो वो लकड़ी की जो मूर्ति है ना, वो आपसे बोल पड़ेगी. And this is true. We feel it when we go, and if the level of our devotion, at that level you can feel the presence of that divine energy. अगर मीरा जैसा हो जाए तो क्या कृष्ण साक्षात नहीं खड़े मिले हमें? क्यों नहीं हो सकता? And again, one more thought, very beautifully brought forward. When we are reading our scriptures, right? एक तो लॉजिक, ठीक है, लाना है तो लाओ, इट्स योर चॉइस. सेकेंड, रिमेंबर दैट दिस इज इतिहास. ये इनने कहा है, ये हमारे हुआ है. कृष्ण दौड़े हैं, राम आए हैं. Nowadays we are finding proof also, right, with technology advancement. तो जब वो यशोदा के लिए आ सकते हैं, जब वो अर्जुन के लिए बोल सकते हैं, तो क्या वो मेरे लिए नहीं बोलेंगे? क्यों नहीं बोलेंगे? सीधी सी बात है ना. जब अर्जुन के लिए बोल सकते हैं तो मेरे लिए क्यों नहीं बोलेंगे? जब वो मीरा के लिए आके खड़े हो सकते हैं, दूरी क्यों जाए, क्या वो मेरे लिए आके नहीं खड़े होंगे? तो विद दैट एटीट्यूड, when you start listening, because with that attitude the distance vanishes, and that is what we are trying to do. वो और मैं नहीं, हम. When he can talk to Arjun like he's talking like this, and this is proof that he has talked, why can't he talk to me? Right? Why do I believe that he is not talking to me right now? Why is this for Arjun and not for me? ये तो कृष्ण मुझसे बात कर रहे हैं ना. तो गीता पढ़ो तो ये सुनो कि ही इज टेलिंग मी, मेरे से बात हो रही है. एंड देन यू सी क्या फर्क पड़ेगा. वॉट वी डू इज वी डिस्टेंस हिम. जब हम जाते हैं ना वहां पे, बिकॉज ऑफ द वाइब्रेशन, बिकॉज ऑफ द पीपल, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ऑरा, एवरीथिंग पुट टुगेदर, दैट डिस्टेंस ब्रेक्स फॉर दैट मोमेंट ओनली विच वी क्रेव, राइट. एक मोमेंट के लिए हम जाते हैं, बिकॉज एट दैट मोमेंट दैट डिस्टेंस collapses, and then that experience happens.
In fact, there's a lady, I forget her name. She's a Malayali lady. I don't know. She has done some research on all these experiences and written a book. The other day there was a talk I mentioned. I try to remember her name and tell you. There's a book that she's written on this. These experiences which cannot be explained rationally.
There is no space for rationalism.
You can do, it's not, people can challenge her and saying it's anecdotal, it's not statistically proven,
Yes.
blah blah blah. Okay, you if you want, you can do a statistical study also, if you can do it without influencing the outcome.
Yes.
But her experiences, and she's not a Hindu, she has visited so many temples, and she said she has felt it, and she's written
See.
about it. So given that she's not a Hindu and she has felt those, visited those temples, it's a combination of the atmosphere, it's a combination of the deity, it's a combination of the sound of the chant,
Vibration,
whatever that are
yes.
there, the sound vibrations. She says that she has felt it, and in certain places tears have flown from her eyes. So
Exactly,
it's a personal
yes.
experience. You
This-
should go open to receiving it.
Yes.
If you go with a angry or a negative mood, saying, "Arey, ye kya hai?" I don't think.
See, the grace is always flowing, ठीक है. But if you decide कि बारिश हो रही है और आप छाता लेके खड़े हो, and then you're saying कि I'm not getting wet, who is at fault? You're saying कि grace is not there. Grace is always there. You just have to remove that umbrella.
And you can find that in any place. You can find that in a
Solace
cave, you
in
can
any
find it
place.
on a mountain. You can find it in a church. You can find it in a mosque. If you go with that thinking that God is everywhere and I can connect with God if I put my mind to it.
And exactly that is what this verse is saying.
Yeah.
Let's sum it up. And this is what he's saying. There is just जो सोच, जहाँ पे जो करना है सोच रहे हो, कोई बात नहीं. शोक की कहीं पे भी जगह नहीं है. That is it. Let's close the class now. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा. हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा. हे नाथ नारायण। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। वासुदेवाय वासुदेवाय। राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की। राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की। राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की। जय बोलो हनुमान की। जय बोलो हनुमान की। बोलो बजरंग बली की जय। जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्ण, जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान।